In 2019 and 2020, EU Arts Live produced an historic series of live broadcasts of the performing arts. This is the story of how we did it. EU Arts Live is a cooperation project co-financed by the Creative Europe program of the European Union. It is based on cooperation between the performing arts sector and the digital technology sector. We brought together performing arts companies and digital technology experts from across Europe, from Stockholm, Sweden, to Porto, Portugal, to Bucharest, Romania, and points in between. We wanted to show how small to medium-sized performing arts companies could become fully digitalized, able to produce their own live broadcast, integrating digital technology into the creative process. The partners in the EU Arts Live project were Teatrul Apropos, the avant-garde theatre company from Bucharest, Romania, organizer of the Bucharest Fringe Festival; Compagnie Interface, the French dance theatre company, a pioneer in live streaming performances on the internet since 2001, and the host of the Balcon du Ciel Performing Arts Festival; Compagnie Transatlantic, a French production company with over 25 years' experience producing high-quality theatre productions at the Avignon Theatre Festival; Latvia's Operettas Fond, specializing in operetta productions from Riga, Latvia; and lead partner ICS Presentations Live, an international communications and production company from Stockholm, Sweden. Digital contractors in the project were Moog Technologies SA from Porto, Portugal, broadcast technology providers to the global community; Tendance.com, social media experts with experience in dance and choreography based in Estonia; Visual Solutions 360 Degree, international broadcast VR specialists; and the Balkan Giants, digital developers working out of Sarajevo, Bosnia, and Malmö, Sweden. Together, we produced 80 live interactive broadcasts in viewer-controlled formats at 3 international performing arts festivals. We used viewer-controlled formats so that online viewers could enjoy these shows the way you would in the performance hall itself. The project used 2 different broadcast formats. First, our own custom-designed multi-screen display. This display presented the online viewer with up to 7 live streams from the same performance, and let you decide which one to view at any time. Second, we broadcast in viewer control 360-degree VR. You can view this broadcast online or with VR goggles. You will see the stage and the entire performance hall just the way you would if you were attending in person. So you decide where you want to look and what you want to see at any time. All of the performances were broadcast live on EU Arts Live's own broadcast platform, engineered by Moog Technologies. The first page of the platform showed upcoming broadcasts. You click on the image to go to the next page and see the performance when it's broadcast live. The second page of the platform then provided more information about the performance. The screen on the right presented the 360-degree VR broadcasts. Finally, the third page of the platform showed the multi-screen display. The view controls on the bottom left controlled whether one live stream was shown full screen or 2 live streams side by side or a picture within a picture. Social media functions on the right include a chat box, a link to invite friends to watch the show, and voluntary donations. For more information, visit the broadcast page at www.artslive.eu. EU Arts Live's lead technicians received intensive training in interactive broadcast technology and platform management from the platform developer Moog Technologies in Porto, Portugal. They could then show local technicians how to help do the broadcasts. Many others also took part in this project. More than 200 performing artists from across Europe and beyond appeared in the live performances which were broadcast. More than 35 digital experts contributed to the broadcast platform, the project website, and the project's social media campaign. And 45 cultural administrators and performing arts professionals appeared in added live broadcasts from performing arts conferences. We organized a social media campaign to reach out to online audiences, an important project priority. The campaign was coordinated by Tendance.com. EU Arts Live's social media campaign reached more than 1 million screens with news about the project and the broadcasts. As a result, many of our broadcasts had twice as many viewers as there were seats for the audiences in person. EU Arts Live also sent direct digital bulletins about every broadcast on a daily basis to more than 2,500 performing arts professionals across Europe and beyond. These leaders of the performing arts sector noticed. They opened the digital bulletins from EU Arts Live anywhere from 20 to 50% of the time. Normally, people in the performing arts sector only open mailings 10 to 15% of the time. That's a 200 to 500% increase. That's not bad, eh? The first live broadcast of performances took place at the Avignon Theatre Festival of July 5th to 28th, 2019. The Festival Off schedule included 3 live broadcasts per day in viewer-controlled 360-degree VR format. The Breakfast Journal at 10 in the morning, interface companies Vive la Vie at 10:45, and the online showcase at 11:30 in the evening. We also live-stream flash reports on the Arts Live Facebook page in between shows. More than 120 actors, dancers, singers, musicians, artists, directors, and choreographers were featured in the online showcase. From France, Spain, Italy, Belgium, Switzerland, Australia, Israel, the United States, and elsewhere. Here are some scenes which show the variety and vitality of this mini broadcast festival. More than 120 actors, dancers, singers, musicians, artists, directors, and choreographers were featured in the online showcase. From France, Spain, Italy, Belgium, Switzerland, Australia, Israel, the United States, and elsewhere. Here are some scenes which show the variety and vitality of this broadcast mini festival. There was Artistic Circus from Spain. Social engaged drama from Italy.
Mi segue con il suo odore addosso.
E io non so come farla. E si rivela.
Gracias, puta! Nina! Nina! Lasciami in pace!
Nina, maledetta, lasciami in pace!
Bilingual drama from Belgium.
Le banquier créateur de l'univers créa l'homme. Et l'après-midi du premier jour, il créa la femme.
Je serai pour vous celle que vous voudrez. J'aimerais vous interpréter.
J'en ai marre de baisser les yeux. Toujours, tout le temps, on dirait.
Most of all, I am sick of looking down. Oh.
A theatrical concert from Switzerland.
Dans ma vie de recluse, je me revois parfois sur la scène de l'écluse, faisant mes premiers pas.
Déprimant. Madame promène l'été jusque dans le midi de la France. Oui, la 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 la.
Musical theatre from Marseille.
Aucune femme vois-tu n'a jamais pris ta place en mon cœur, amie.
And much more.
Je sais que tout le monde sur Terre connaît le nom de Jérusalem. C'est une ville qui fait beaucoup de bruit.
Mon père disait, vous allez voir, tous les touristes vont venir chez nous. Ça sera mieux que le Liban ?
Le cœur des enfants handicapés de la Chine. Mais venez.
There was even a special appearance by the Handicapped Children's Choir of Tianjin, China.
Je voudrais dire un petit mot au plat, expliquer à votre public comment ça marche l'écran, qu'on peut tourner en rond pour voir tous ces enfants qui entourent la caméra.
OK， 中国的观众朋友们，大家晚上好。我们今天呢是来自天津的小海豚听障儿童合唱团，非常。
Je vous remercie de m'avoir écouté un moment. Marilyn. Post-scriptum, j'en garde un souvenir fort, tendre, merveilleux.
EU Arts Live's morning show, The Breakfast Journal, took viewers into the Courtyard Café of the Tache d'Ancre Theatre. There, the well-known festival journalists Jean-Michel Gauthier and Fanny Inesta shared coffee, croissant, and the latest insider news and views with their guests, top festival officials and organizers. 360-degree VR technology seated you at the nearest table. The guests included a top theatre director from Belgium, a theatre festival director from Spain, theatrical producers, internationally known musical theatre directors, authors, directors, performing artists, theatrical entrepreneurs and organizers, and more. Let's hear what some of these top theatre professionals had to say about the Arts Live project.
Bonjour, je suis Pierre Beffet, je suis le président du Festival Off d'Avignon.
Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de notre projet? Vous venez de notre projet EU Arts Live.
Eh ben, je trouve ça très bien, je trouve que c'est une très bonne idée de faire un espèce de direct comme ça où les gens utilisent leur ordinateur pour choisir ce qui nique au monde. Donc tout ce qui favorise la diffusion du Festival Off d'Avignon, moi je suis preneur.
Projet.
Alors c'est un projet innovant puisque c'est la première fois moi que j'en entends parler, j'ai pas vu de choses comme ça ailleurs, donc ça c'est déjà un point positif. En plus voilà, c'est en direct avec un 360 degrés, donc même si on est là on a l'impression d'y être, je pense, au niveau des téléspectateurs. Donc voilà, je trouve que c'est une belle initiative.
Bah, moi je trouve que c'est un projet culotté parce que effectivement c'est l'occasion peut-être de changer les codes de promotion et les codes de médias et de retrouver une simplicité, la rencontre directe artiste-public.
Ah mais j'en pense que du bien, parce que j'ai trouvé ça formidable et très intéressant, l'idée que ce soit du live, que ce soit comme ça en direct, et si j'ai bien compris il y a un spectacle aussi présenté de cette manière interactive avec une caméra 360 degrés, même si j'ai fait une petite plaisanterie, mais j'aime bien l'idée de 360 degrés. Oui, je trouve que c'est bien qu'il y ait ce type d'innovation et peut-être qu'il y ait des ouvertures pour TV dans le futur, pourquoi pas des spectacles qui se jouent avec cette technique, et en tout cas une manière de présenter, d'échanger, de partager dans le monde entier nos spectacles, c'est vraiment bien. Je trouve que c'est vraiment une belle initiative.
Et je trouve que c'est très bien parce que parfois la presse se concentre sur sur les succès et il y a des très beaux spectacles, des pépites un peu à découvrir, et je pense que c'est ça aussi le but du festival, c'est de donner cette possibilité à des nouveaux auteurs, nouveaux metteurs en scène, des acteurs émergents d'exister.
Et qu'est-ce que vous pensez de notre projet EUI Arts Live?
Alors, votre projet EUI Arts Live est très bien. Pour une simple bonne raison, c'est qu'il permet d'avoir une visibilité sur les spectacles qui sont proposés pendant le festival. Et également, ça permet à des compagnies de se faire connaître, de rencontrer des professionnels. Je pense que le digital, le web digital est l'avenir pour tout le monde.
But that's not all. Joanna Badziski, the project's journalist intern, shared the younger generation's views of the Festival Off, with live-stream flash reports on the project's Facebook page. There were interviews with artists marching in the annual Festival Off parade, performers promoting the shows to festival goers in the streets, and performing artists from around the world playing and singing in the festival streets.
Bonjour, je suis Joanna Badziski, journaliste pigiste pour EUI Arts Live et je vais aujourd'hui vous faire partager la grande parade d'ouverture du Festival d'Avignon Off 2019. Donc suivez-moi pour découvrir l'entièreté de cette parade, la totalité. Et bonjour! Quel spectacle nous présentez-vous aujourd'hui? Pourquoi devrions-nous venir le voir? C'est le plus drôle. Hey, bonjour! Vous êtes en direct sur notre page Facebook.
We are all three from Taiwan season and we are very happy to be here and we love Avignon so much!
Voilà la vie parisienne du plaisir, avec pédalène pour la joie. Et je dis comme des grands,
We are La Machine Studio! Whoa! Yes, this is our first time to visit this Avignon Off Festival. Yeah! Yeah! La Machine Studio!
Eh ben bonjour, moi je viens vous présenter un spectacle qui s'appelle Musical. C'est écrit par un monsieur qui s'appelle Jean-Luc Lagarce. Je ne sais pas si vous le connaissez, mais c'est toujours très bien écrit parce que c'est Jean-Luc Lagarce. En vous parlant de tout ça, en vous parlant de ces histoires de comédiens qui galèrent, eh ben il vient vous parler de tas de choses qui vont vous toucher, vous faire rire, j'espère vous faire pleurer aussi. Que vous fassiez du théâtre ou non, et ça c'est assez brillant.
Du coup ça se passe où et c'est à quelle heure?
Alors ça se passe à l'Espace Alia, c'est juste à côté du village du Off, c'est à 14h35.
Oui, bonjour, donc moi c'est Kylian, je suis étudiant et je tracte pour la télé.
Écrit et nous avons par ailleurs toute une page dédiée à notre projet EUI Arts Live, une grande page juste ici sur la droite.
Joanna's live stream discoveries included African world music, singer-songwriter Alice Hills from Berlin,
I swear she's destined for the street.
The musical duo Amerfo from Amsterdam, and Circo Goyo from Argentina. Can you guess which one reached more than 70,000 screens? Finally, EUI Arts Live did something television never does. Every day we produced a live broadcast of Interface's award-winning production Vive la Vie at the prestigious Théâtre du Balcon. Not just once as a special event, the way television does, but live every day. Because the magic of theater happens live every day. Instead of watching a dead recording, we want viewers to see the show live every time, like they do in the theater. See EU Arts Live's broadcast page at www.artslive.eu to view this performance in viewer-controlled 360-degree VR. EU Arts Live then produced performances morning, noon and night at the Balcon du Ciel Festival, August 14th to 18th, 2019. There were a total of 18 broadcasts of theatre, poetry, musical concerts and conferences on social issues by more than 50 artists. From the UK to Britain, France, to Serbia, to Ile de la Réunion, to the Canary Islands, to Tunisia, to Uruguay. EU Arts Live closed out its first season with live broadcasts from the Bucharest Fringe Festival, October 17th to 24th. Scheduled broadcasts included Experimental Shakespeare, a modern love story based on Romeo and Juliet. Cultul Personalitatii, The Cult of Personality, a satire on subject culture. And Cercurile Increderii, Bonds of Trust, the award-winning play about youth losing faith in the adult generation by the director of Teatrul Apropos, Radu Popescu. Arts Live also broadcast the English language workshop Masterul Manolo, based on an ancient Romanian legend, with Romanian actors working under the direction of the innovative Belgian director Camille de Bonhomme.
Is giving up something in order to build something bigger, let's say.
What sacrifice for you, Alina?
One year later, Arts Live partner Interface will be back at the Bucharest Fringe Festival of 2020 with a broadcast of their new performance piece Noces de Joie, Wedding Celebration. This broadcast was followed by a live question and answer session in French and Romanian with Interface's artistic director, André Pignat.
peux dire encore une fois la fin, s'il te plaît? Avec les deux mots. Ouais.
Mais en fait, la musique rituelle, c'est donc quelque chose d'horizontal qui va vers la terre, c'est donc le corps, ça va vers la terre.
Muzica rituală este ceva orizontal care are legătură cu corpul și care te ține de pământ, care te leagă de pământ.
C'est la partie instrumentale de la musique. Si tu écoutes déjà la partie instrumentale, elle t'amène vraiment vers le corps, vers ses vibrations, vers la pulsion du cœur.
Dacă asculti muzica din nos de joas, tocmai partea instrumentală te duce cu gândul la pulsațiile inimii, te duce cu gândul la corp.
Finally, on January 2nd to 5th, 2020, Interface company and lead partner ICS produced the first ever live multi-screen broadcast using Moog Technologies' revolutionary technology, with performances of Camille Doadon's heart-trending play De 10 à 13 from 10 to 13. The Arts Live project also spread the good news about live interactive broadcasting at performing arts and digital conferences across Europe. This included meetings in Stockholm, Sweden and in Riga, Latvia to encourage digital experts to explore broadcasting the performing arts. There were also interviews to present EU Arts Live on public radio stations, like project coordinator John Paval on Swedish radio. Here's Radu Popescu of Teatrul Apropo on Radio Romania.
Am intrat în 2018 într-un proiect finanțat de Europa Creativă, foarte fain așa, se cheamă EU Arts Live. Suntem parteneri cu mai multe organizații din Suedia, Elveția, Franța, Letonia, deci sunt 5 organizații partenere. Practic fiecare dintre partenerii, sau mă rog, partenerii creativi, pentru că sunt și unii care se ocupă de managementul proiectului, trebuie să facă un spectacol după un soi de nou principiu de teatru, că tot vorbeam de reclame și de film și de așa.
Care
se cheamă Live Theatre Broadcasting. Și e de fapt filmarea unui spectacol, dar nu e filmarea unui spectacol, ci este o înglobare a camerelor în spectacol din prima zi de repetiții și cumva îi oferă actorului posibilitatea de a juca și cu camera video și cu spectatorii, se amestecă mijloacele în cazul ăsta și e tot unitar și e un spectacol care se transmite, se vede în sală și un spectacol care se transmite live pe internet.
Și spectacolele acestea în forma lor finală fiecare în țara lui sau va exista un festival unde pot fi văzute toate?
Apropo de interactivitate și de interconectivitate. Desigur, toți partenerii sunt și organizatori de festivaluri, fiecare la el în țară și există o platformă care acum se dezvoltă și este în teste pe care trebuie să o folosim pentru că practic platforma îți permite de acasă să selectezi dintre 7 camere live pe care din ele să le urmărești. Îți faci un soi de montaj live și de fiecare dată poți să vezi alt spectacol în funcție de ce alegi să vezi. Noi trebuie să facem producția asta în primăvară-vară.
Ce interesant concept.
There were presentations to scholars in the performing arts at the Athener Conference in Athens, Greece. Presentations to performing arts companies and entrepreneurs at the Sibiu Performing Arts Market in Sibiu, Romania. And presentations to the cultural leaders at the Focus International Conference, hosted by the Avignon Theatre Festival of. EU Arts Live even produced daily live broadcasts of the main sessions of 2 of these conferences, with discussions of how to promote international performing arts activity, by representatives from key cultural actors like the French Institute, the Goethe Institute, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and of course, Creative Europe. We did all this because we believe that performing arts broadcasting should be live and interactive, just as your experience in the performance hall is live and interactive. At the theatre, you decide what to look at and when and why the whole time. Here's John Paval, the EU Arts Live project coordinator.
Live. Performances of all kinds. Operetta, theater, dance. We're starting to build a network to do that. Why does it have to be live? One of our slogans is, if it's not live, it's jive. If it isn't live, it's fake. If it's a movie, they repeated those scenes over and over again, then chopped them up. Nobody lived it. If you see a performance on stage, they're living it out. They don't get to stop and fix it. Adjust it in the editing room. If it's not live, it's jive. And I think young people want live. They don't want jive. It has to be live because here's Sarah Bernhardt. Over 100 years ago, she was the most famous actress in the world, and she started actually doing short films of some of her work. You can find one here on YouTube of Sarah Bernhardt playing Hamlet. Now back then, you could give people a choice. You could give them a chance to see her in a film recorded on stage. But suppose we had streaming live video at that time, and we gave you a choice. Do you want to watch Sarah Bernhardt recorded on this film, or do you want to see her live on stage? Obviously, people would want live. We haven't been able to give it to you before, now we can. Okay? And there's something else I want to show you. How far am I? Too far. About live. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. That's live. And if the person you love the most in life was dying halfway around the world, and you could have a choice, you could see a film of their last moments, or see and hear them live on Skype, you know what you choose. So, everything we broadcast will be live. Also, everything we broadcast will be interactive. Why? Because when you're in a performance hall, even now while you're just watching me, you're having an interactive experience. Each of you is creating your own artistic experience of the show. For instance, here, this is very simple. You have a woman. She appears to be trying to get away from a man. Now, one person in the audience is looking at the face of the man. Is he angry? Is he in love? Is he afraid? Another person is looking at the woman's face. Is she in love? Is she playing with him? Is she afraid? Is she angry? Another person is looking at the hands. Is he going to be able to hold on to her? Is she getting away? 1 second later, all three of them change. Another second later, they change again. And from moment to moment, each person in the audience completes the creative process. Passive, single-screen television and film destroys your part of the creative process. And that's why it's not nearly as interesting to watch that stuff on single-screen TV or in films as it is to be there. But what if you can be there and choose? Now you're participating in the process again. So everything we broadcast will be interactive. Another reason it has to be interactive is because this is the future, and anybody who is under 30 knows that a screen is not something you sit and stare at. A screen is something you play with. So we've got to give them the performance arts in a format that is meaningful to them and the future.
We also believe that live performing arts broadcasting in interactive formats can be the key to creating new online audiences who will provide needed revenues for the performing arts in the future.
And it may not sound like I'm talking about policy, but I am in a way. If we want to be successful in promoting the performance arts in the future, we need a lot more money. The money is there, but in order to get it, we need to be present on a global scale. A film opens on 3,000 to 4,000 screens to start a weekend. Takes in more money than all the commercial theaters in the West End and on Broadway in one weekend. Now,
but if you talk about we, what do you mean by we?
I'm talking about the performance arts community needs to get online and create a broadcast audience. The model is sports. Over 90% of the revenues for sports comes from broadcasting. It doesn't come from selling tickets in the stadium. And there's sports channels broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because at any given hour of any day, there's all kinds of sports going on. The same thing is true for live performance arts. This planet is exploding with live performances, and almost none of it's online. The dramatic arts and entertainment online is all recorded, which means it's dead, which means it's not us, which means it's not this festival. It's canned, dead material. My passion about the project we have is that Creative Europe has helped us finance building a platform on which anyone who wants to, with a very modest investment, any performance arts company can start broadcasting. Any group of performance arts companies, any country's Ministry of Culture, which wants to form a federated group of performance arts companies and equip them so they can start broadcasting, we now have the infrastructure which cost us 1% of what film and television infrastructure cost. If we can start building the audience in the global community, which is there, because they're all going to see these shows live. If you go to any small or medium-sized town in any country, when a good show comes to town, it sells out. Everybody loves the performance arts, so there is a mass audience. But it needs to be done with these new interactive formats so people recognize, oh, this is like being in a show. You see what I'm saying? So and that, if we can do that, then instead of performance arts companies going to governments asking for money, it'll be like sports. If we can create a broadcast audience, 10% the size of the sports audience, the revenues we will generate will be sending money to places like the French Institute or the Goethe Institute rather than going begging for it.
So EU Arts Live will be back after we have studied and learned the lessons from this pilot project. See you soon! Until then, click subscribe on our website to get all the news about upcoming activities. Or click register if your company would like to join in sharing your performances with global audiences. With many thanks to all those who helped make the EU Arts Live project a success.